find ourselves presently in a period of time which is also referred to as Bein HaMatzor. Chazal tell us, Shloishu Shavuos Bein Yizayim B'Tamas L'Tisha B'Av Nikuim Bein HaMatzor. Where does this pasuk Bein HaMatzorim come from? It comes from Megillas Eichel, where it says, Kol Ritfeu as Hidu Bein HaMatzorim. HaMatzorim is source. The fact that our friend was nifter in this period of time contributes more to our tzar that we are going through now because of the Chorban of Bayis Rishon and Bayis Sheni. Can we say that it is our tzar is stronger because this happened now? Yes, our tzar is stronger. We have all gathered here to bestow the kavod to our friend Rabbi Yisrael ben Yehoshua, and especially to my Yedid Nefesh for so many years. We are all presently mishablim al Churban Bayis Rishon u'Bayis Sheni. Nevertheless, we all have to recognize and remember that Rabbi Yisrael was also an individual that has also experienced a third Chorban, known by the Shadis HaPleite as Churban Europe. I must tell you right now that I don't like the expression of Holocaust survivors. The reason I don't like the expression Holocaust survivors because when we were liberated, there were also gypsies and Frenchmen and Greeks and all nationalities. They did not go back and return to the Torah and Messiah that our grandfathers and our fathers taught us. It is only the Shadis HaPleite that actually returned and accepted again the Messiah that we were taught as children. So I refer to not as Holocaust survivors, but members of the Shadis HaPleite. Yes, Rabbi Yisrael was a real example of Kimu v'Kiblu Mashi Kiblu Kwa after the moment of liberation. Dude HaMelech Horvashon tells us, Mikol Melamdai Hiskalti. I have learned from every person. I've never met a person that I was not able to learn something from. I had gotten to know Rabbi Yisrael shortly after he arrived in Chicago, and I have learned, I never believed there was so much more that I can learn from this individual. When I arrived in Chicago, I did not find Rabbi Yisrael ben Yehoshua in a very good matzah. Why? Because he suffered from ulcers. And he told me, he says, Yisrael, I live on cream, milk. This is my diet. I cannot eat anything else. And the doctor told me, he said, the doctors told me that I have to have a surgery and they're going to eliminate a good part of my stomach. I don't know whether I'll be able to survive or not. You know what I told him? I told him, do you remember your servant? We were liberated. I'm sure that your stomach shrunk to the size possibly of a krona or maybe $50. And yet, we were able to be nursed back to health and survive. I think that if the doctors tell you that you're not going to have, you're only going to have 50% or a certain percentage of your stomach, you might still be able to survive. He went through the surgery and worked Hashem so many years since 1950 or 52 till the 1949? Or 59. So in the 60s, he has been with us and we have benefited from his presence every moment of the day. And upon learning from each other, we were both liberated from the same concentration camp. We had relived those moments of liberation many, many times. Our bond and friendship became stronger and more meaningful as a result of our common liberation. And when I moved to the north side, we were with following in the same Mukam Hatfila with the same Murad Asra for so many years. I also had the chus to be a chaver of the Chabura of the same day, of the same Daf Yomi, Shiur given by Rabbi Yeshua Eichenstein Schlite in zu gesundte Juden. And this is precisely the time that I have to ask Mechila Gebir. From the Difter, for many a time, I burst out at him, challenging him where he gets his strange riots and ideas, whether to afflict us to Nuem or a Braisa or even an Agadata. He always came up with something which was, I told him, I says, Farkas, you got it out of your sleeve. Where did you get this from? And yet what happened? Yet he always found a Makor. He always found a Makor and source from his vast library of old, valuable foreign that he managed to bring to Chicago after the Churban. And he had a backup to the strange contributions, always leading us, the Steumen, in wonderment. How did he find somebody to back up his very strange ideas? Every time I visited him at home or the hospital when he went through a time of pain, most of the time when doctors ordered him to rest at home because he had pain in his chest or he had a ribs problem, I called him up and I asked him, I said, Rabbi Yisrael, what can I bring you? Can I go to the store? Can I shop for you? Can I bring you something? And he never needed anything. He said, I always have what I need. He always replied, even though I came empty-handed, I never left the same way. When I visited him, I could never depart without hearing the latest Chidushim on Parshat Hashua or Mamar Chazal. And this is the reason why I say I have to ask Yisrael Mechila, because many times I told him, Rabbi Yisrael, I have to leave, I have another appointment. And he says, sit down, I want you to hear another Chiddush that suddenly came into my mind. And I've always managed to leave with some Tzeidu Maderech, something that gave me something to live with, and something that was with me the rest, even up to now. I've never left empty-handed from him. He made sure that there's always Tzeidu Maderech. Rabbi Yeshua, when Yeshua left this world at a time, when they finished the fourth Chumshei Torah, most of the time Rabbi Eichenstein Schlite gave him the Parsha of Chazak to give him actually chizuk. And I remember still, I can see him making the bracha on the Sefer Torah on this particular time. And I was wondering, with Rabbeinu Shalom help us, that we will all both be witnessing the same thing again the year to come when we finish the four sedras from the Chamusha Chemshit Torah. I would like just to also remark that Kal Yisrael has lived that way, and we lived through so many Gulas Yisrael, and they also tell us that Kiyum Yisrael Ba'arba Gulias Bobo Buddha Yubain and Adam, because Arba has Spurim Bereshis Shemos Vayikru Bamid. Bepasha the Chroine Shal Sefer have Yosef Elu Masei B'nei Yisrael. The Rushei Teva is from Masei are Modai, Edom, connected with all the gulias that we have experienced, whether it was in the concentration camps or it was before of the many. But the Chazal also tell us that the fifth Sefer, the fifth parsha coming by Midbar, Devarim, this parsha represents the Buddha Shalem. I would like to ask again Mechila, the Nifter, Rabbi Yeshua, and ask him that maybe he will also go in front of the Kisei HaKavod of the Rebbeinu Shloilem and bring him rayas, as he brought to us constantly from his vast forum and his vast knowledge, that it is about time that for us that the fifth Sefer from the Chamush Torah should represent the Bula Shlema from Heru B'Yemeni Kumen.